In this video, I'll show you everything you need to know about creating resources in sites done right. With our resource manager, you can upload files to your website in a way that gets them viewed, and most importantly, helps you to collect lead information. Now, a resource could be anything from an infographic to an ebook, a white paper, a checklist, a guide, and so much more. You ideally will use resources to educate prospects further and get them into a sales-ready state. Once you're ready to promote your resource, you'll want to ensure that it has all of the accompanying information to catch the broadest audience attention. In this walkthrough, you'll see how to set up a web page that houses your resource with all of the right information. This will also include how you can turn your resource page into a lead magnet, which in simple terms means providing access to the resource only if and after your website visitors leave some degree of contact information for you to follow up with them. We have found this to be the most proactive and effective way of getting a pipeline of leads that are interested, engaged, and almost ready to buy. So, to get started, if you'd like to add a new resource, you can go to the Quick Create menu by hovering over the plus button and clicking on Resource. Alternatively, you can go to the sidebar menu and click on Content and then Resources. On the page that loads, you can either add a resource using our intuitive wizard, clicking the blue Add New Resource button, or build a blank resource by using the green Quick Add button, which is what we'll do in this demo. Once you've clicked the button, a new resource will be added for you automatically. You'll be able to edit the title immediately for the resource, or if you'd like to perform larger edits, click on the Admin Edit button. Once the edit screen loads for your resource, you can add a system title, which is only visible to you as an admin and makes it easier for you to find pages within your site, as well as the preferred permalink, which is the link that website visitors will see. Our platform will automatically fix the link for this page to match the standards allowed on the web. Next up, you can get a walkthrough of building a new resource by clicking on the quick tour icon, or read additional help for this page by clicking on the help icon. The quick tour is especially useful as it will dynamically walk you around creating your resource step by step. So let's do that now. You'll be provided with an overview of what resources are and how to use the resource meta box, which we've discussed already. Next up, you'll be able to view the details tab for the resource, which we're already in. You can then add a name or a title for your resource. I'll put one in now. And next up, you'll be able to add a resource description. You can include the text that you'd like to appear on the button for your resource page, which will default to get the resource type. So for example, if your page is offering an ebook, it will say get the ebook. If you're offering an infographic, it will say get the infographic. You can always override this by including custom text in here, which I'll do now and call it download now for my resource. You can then include a resource image, which will appear either in the spotlight or background area of your resource page where it can be applied. Some themes do not support this. But what we'll do now is we'll go to the Add Image field and pick an image from our media library that we'd like to use. You do also have the option to upload a new file or search online with our online image search to find an image that's appropriate for your background. For now, I'll stick with the image chosen here. Next, you can choose a thumbnail for your resource, which is typically going to be the front cover of the downloadable file. So let's go back to the media library. I'll visit my resources folder and pick my cover photo. There we go. You can then choose what the file type is for your resource. So whether you're going to be including a file that is housed in your media library on your website, or alternatively, a URL pointing to an external link somewhere on the web. Let's stick with file for now. You can then choose the file that you'd like to attach. So I'll go to add a file, and again look in my media library, and I found the PDF for the ebook that I'd like to offer, and click select to add this to my page. The next tab that you can visit and edit is the View Content tab. In here, you can add an overview or description, step by step, of the values, benefits, or even the content that's available within your given resource. To get started in this section, you'll want to click the Add Content Item button. This will add a new row to your page where you can paste in or type in the description for your content blocks. So one thing I'd like to talk about in this resource is the ability to pull in traffic, and here's some text that describes this section, which we put into the content item text block. You can choose to add additional content items or move on to the next step. Let's add a few more items. So this resource also talks about the ability to appeal to website visitors, so I'll include a description about that. It speaks about winning more and better business. So again, I'll include a content block about this same point. And lastly, this resource talks about user satisfaction. So I'll include some information on the same. Let's move on to the next step. You'll be able to go to the Marketing Info tab to ensure that your page and your resource speaks to the right audience in the right way. So let's go to that tab now. Here, you'll be able to add a specific marketing title that you'd like to be attached to your resource form. This is especially useful for email marketing campaigns or anywhere else where your resource data and entries may be pushed to, for example, into a CRM. In this case, I'll leave it blank. Next, you can choose the type of resource in terms of its marketing type. So whether this is a case study, a cheat sheet, a guide, or one of a number of other types. If you cannot see the marketing type that you'd like to use, you can always click on the Other option and type in the style or type of resource that you're providing. In this case, I've put an ebook. The last option in the Marketing Info tab is to include the industry, which is especially useful if you would like to segment and target your data within your CRM, your email marketing system, or any other third-party platform. This again can be left blank. The last section for your resource details will be choosing what form or whether a form will be available for this resource. Let's take a look at it together now. Your first choice is to say whether or not a form is available. If a form's not enabled, this just means that the resource can be downloaded on your website in a simple click. If a form is enabled, the resource will not be available until that form has been filled in. This is extremely useful for those of us that are looking to capture lead information from unknown and anonymous visitors to follow up with in the future. So I'll leave that on for now. Similar to the button text in the Details tab, the form title will default to Get the Resource Type. So in this case, it will say Get the ebook. And I like that, so I'm going to leave it as is for now. but you can override the title that comes up with the form if you so choose. Next, you can choose which form from your forms available in your website should be used as the gatekeeping section before someone can access your resource content. By default, our system will provide you with a few resource form designs, so a long and a short version that you can use. You can create your own forms, or you can edit the existing short and long forms to best match your business needs. Let's go for the short form. The next step is to choose a thank you page for your form. This is only useful when your form asks you or gives you the option to override the path where someone is sent to once they've completed filling in a form. This can be left blank, and we will leave it blank in this case. Next up, you can choose a color for your form. And in our instance, you'll be able to choose from your brand colors. So the colors that you see here now for primary, secondary, and tertiary will change on your site to match your brand's colors. I'll go for a tertiary form color for now. You can choose classes that you would like to attach to your form to change its look, its feel, and its style from a number of predefined options. Or alternatively, you can add your own custom classes to get even more control and customization over the way that your form looks and behaves. Lastly, you'll be able to save the changes for the resource page that you've created by pressing the Save Draft button if you'd like to save this page as a draft and work on it later on, or alternatively, you can press the Publish button to save what you've done and make it live on the web for website visitors to view straight away. I'll do that now. And once your page is saved, you'll have a few options: to view the resource that you've created, to continue editing, to view all of the resources in your website, or to add another resource. So let's view what we've built. You'll have options to preview on a desktop device or a mobile. So let's stick with desktop for now. And there we have it, the resource that we've produced with the title, description, the download now buttons, the thumbnails, the content sections, and as mentioned, that download now button that we've chosen will load the form that is related to this page with the form title, Get the ebook. So that gatekeeps the PDF. And as discussed, this is going to be a surefire way of producing content that is indexable in search engines like Google, but most importantly will help you to nurture more visitors and turn them into leads who you can follow up with and promote your products and services with ease.